Hi y'all, what's up? It's Robendjy aka R.P.L. Today I'll be talking about my book, I'm MWEN LIBERE. I'll be answering some questions from my wife Karen. I hope you enjoy this.
So this is getting to know the author a little bit, and we just want to ask Robendjy a little bit about his story and what brought him to write this story. So the first question we're going to ask you is, what inspired you to write this book?
What inspired me to write this book is because I make music and I wanted to share the gospel with people in a new way. People who can't listen to my music, they can read a chapter or a passage from this book and they can find inspiration and it can uplift them if they are going through some challenges or any hard moments.
The second question we have is, what made you choose this title and what does the title mean to you?
What made me choose this title is because one day I was writing a song and the name of the song is called R.P.L. And the song, I mentioned the name of the book, I am MWEN LIBERE, because I was going through some hard time and I had just lost my house to a fire. And because of the trials that I was going through, and I see that God was the one helping me going from one situation to the next, and He was providing a way out for me. And I'm like, they lost the battle, and if they lost the battle, that means I have victory over the devil. So I picked this title because it represents power, because mentally I am free, because I'm not oppressed to anything. There's nothing holding me down. So I feel like I'm free and God is the one helping me out in every step of the way.
So the third question we have is, how long did it take you to write this book?
Wow, that's a great question. It took me a few years to write a book because, as you know, writing is a process. You can write something today and tomorrow you come back to it and you say, I need to rewrite this. And it's slowly but surely I made my way up to write this book because I wanted to finish it. It took me about 8 years because I was off and on writing. I took some break, come back to it, because with life situation I get busy. So it took me a few years to write it. But the main thing is I had a goal in mind that I had to finish this book because I wanted to share my story with everybody. And that's what pushed me forward to finish this book.
Okay, what was your hardest chapter to write?
My hardest chapter to write was my state of mind, because in my state of mind I talk about my mental condition, and the reason it was hard for me to write is because I have to accept that I have this condition. And when you read the book, you'll find out what my condition is. I don't want to spill the beans. So I think accepting my condition was the hardest thing for me to do.
And what do you think makes it so difficult to talk about mental illness?
I think what makes it difficult to talk about mental illness is the stigma behind it. You know, because in my culture, if you have a mental condition, people think it's the devil doing things to you, or it's because you have demons in you, or it's something you did wrong, or it's your sin, you know. So I think just by elaborating about this chapter is making it positive in a way, so people can come out to say what they want to say freely about their condition and not to feel judged about saying it.
So the other question we have for you is, what was your favorite process in writing this book?
My favorite process in writing this book was when I was reminiscing about all my childhood memories and also about my grandfather, how great he was to me, and every moment I spent with him was an adventure. And I talk about it in the book because one thing I'll say is that when I was young, my grandfather used to take me to the farms to get crops for the house. So during that time, he will let me ride on the donkey during the trip to the farm. So I cherish all these moments because it's something I can never get back again, because my grandfather is long time gone now. So that was my favorite part, is reminiscing about all those childhood memories and the challenges I've been through and how I overcome them.
Okay, so you told us a little bit about your hardest chapter and your favorite part of the process. What would you say your entire story? So if you could try to summarize or tell someone a little about your book, what is it about? What can someone who's reading it expect to know about you?
My story in the book is about my life and how I want to motivate people, because every day in life we go through a lot of challenges, and sometimes we need to find inspiration or something to uplift you. So I wrote this book so I can reach many that are going through a tough situation, and through my stories they can find strength, that no matter what trials you're going to, know that God is with you and he will make a way out. If God can do it for me, he can do it for you. So I want people to know that God is the number one answer, and he's always there. Just rely on him, and if you call on God, he'll come to you, you know. But you know, with God, everything is patient, you know. Nothing is a rush with him. So by reading this book, you'll know that I have been through a lot of challenges, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today. So I want you to find inspiration and motivation through this book, because it will uplift you, and hopefully you can share your life testimonies with one person or another one day. So by reading this book, you'll find that inspiration.
Okay, and another question we have is, what advice would you give to someone that's thinking about writing and telling their own story?
The advice I would give someone who want to write their own story one day is to start somewhere, you know, because every idea starts with a thought. And if you put it in writing, you will discover your true talent, and later you will discover that the sky is the limit. And everyone has a story to tell, but who can tell it best but you know? So if you believe that your story is inspiring, can motivate someone, I push for you to write your book and tell your story, because I tell my story my way, and you can tell yours your way. And just don't give up, and know that God is with you, and always put God first. If you put God first, you won't be disappointed.
Okay, Rob, so now you want to show us a little bit about the pictures in your book?
Yes, this is like some of the artwork in my book. This mango tree was made by my sister-in-law. It shows you a boy reaching up for mangoes, you know, and that shows you that in life we have hope, because when you plant a seed, every seed needs time to grow, and when that seed finally gives fruits, you can see how happy the little boy is, you know, getting a mango from the tree. And this one is showing someone digging. In life, you know, you have to keep digging. There is nothing that comes for free, you know. You have to go for your jewels, you know. You have to keep digging to find what's in life for you. So and this chapter, keep digging, I tell people to do everything in your power to find your way out in life, because if you keep waiting, nothing's gonna come for you, you know. You have to go after your destiny. So Healing Garden, the earth. Over here I talk about the Healing Garden, the earthquake, part of peace. These are different chapters from my book that you'll read to find my story. And this is the cover of the book. I'm MWEN LIBERE, from Haiti to Boston, a story of a Haitian immigrant. I am from Haiti and I'm proud of where I am from, because if I don't tell my stories of all the struggles I have been through, I have to pave the way for others that are coming, so they can know that if this Haitian boy can do it, he can tell his story. Me as a newcomer, I can tell my story too. So I hope my story inspire everyone who's listening and to my music and reading the book. I made few albums, and you can find all my music on all the digital stores. Whatever digital store it is, maybe Amazon, Google Play, Apple Music, I'm there. And one of my albums is called R.P.L. Intercession. The name of the album is called Intercession. And my second album on there is called La Paix, because I want peace for everybody, and I wanted to share this music with people so they can know that someone is thinking about them. And don't lose hope, because God is for you. And if God is for you, who can be against you?
And finally, to be finishing up, where can we buy your book if someone would like to read your story?
You can find my book on the Kindle app, Amazon. If you just type I'm MWEN LIBERE, or you can just type my name, Robendjy Pierre-Louis. I have two versions in the e-version and the paperback version. So whatever suits you, you can get your copy and find motivation.
And I know that there's a very special news that you saved for the end, and there's something you would like to share. And what is that?
Oh yes, I wanted to share with all of you that this book right now is in English, and I'm planning to translate it in 3 other languages, which is Creole, French, and Spanish. Right now, I find a lot of support from the Spanish community, and so I rushed to make this book in Spanish. It's already in the process. Now I just have to format it, but the Spanish version is coming out soon. Be on the lookout.
Okay, and we will finish this interview with Robendjy will share a part of his current favorite song from one of his newest albums. Which album is this one on?
This one is in the La Paix album. And this song is called I Believe Your Name is Powerful. But in Creole it says Wimkwe non puissant. I want to share this song with you because the Bible said if you believe, you will see the glory of God. And I believe because of all the trials I've been through, God has been there for me. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. So I want to share this song to show my gratitude, how happy I am for the work that God has done in my life, and so what I'm sharing with you as well. So let's hear it. Si tu crois, tu verras la gloire de Dieu. Si tu crois, tu verras la gloire de Dieu. Si ou crois, ou après gloire, mon Dieu, oui. Oui, vraiment, qui s'en va mettre là. No peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la, no peace and go met la, no peace la. Hey.
Well, this is how we are finalizing our time with getting to know the author R.P.L. We thank you for your time, and we hope that you enjoyed it. What would you like to say for your end words?
I want to thank everyone for watching and for lending me your ears. It was a blessing to be here to share my story with you. Hopefully you can get a copy in Spanish when it comes out, or right now it's in English. Get your copy, and I'm working on the other translation. I would highly appreciate your support by getting my music to all the digital stores, or just by reading this book alone, you'll find inspiration. And there's nothing that God can do for you. If God can do that for me, He can do it for you, because I was low at the bottom and He's bringing me up, and I'm keep on going up every day. So God has a way for me, and He will do it for you too. So thank you, and I appreciate you.